Okay, we are live. Alright, so this is Irish. I'm here with the hater, drinking his haterade, smoking his Rosenthals. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be here.
Thank you for taking the time to do this. I understand you had a very busy day today and you just woke up.
Oh yeah, anytime though.
Alright, so what is it about My Little Pony that you hate? What specifically are your viewpoints on this?
Um, well, you want me to ask you a series of questions and you want to answer them, or how do you want to
Okay,
do
if
this?
that's what you want to do, ask me some questions.
So, question number one. According to modern society, My Little Pony was like originally created for like little girls, which is the truth. What do you think the fact that a lot of grown men like it, and why do you think this is? And do you think this is weird?
Do I think this is weird? What about the fact here that Lauren Frost has openly admitted to the fact that she has made this whole show targeted for all audiences, including men?
But you think she might be just saying that because a big portion of her audience is men, and she doesn't want to lose her customers?
I want all audiences. I want girls. I want girls. I want kids. I want adults. I just don't always tell the people I'm working for because they get really scared.
That was Lauren Frost right there. That's what she says. I don't think she's saying it just for that. And even if she is, some of our fans here don't even care. Like, here's one of the person from the show. We don't care that it's for little girls. It's awesome.
I can't hear that. I mean, what did the guy say?
Okay, he said he doesn't care that it's for little girls.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think it would be? Do you think it's a little bit weird though? I mean, it was meant for little girls.
Let's talk about Powerpuff Girls here. What were Powerpuff Girls? You know, kindergartners, superheroes.
More like.
And you know who the audience was for Powerpuff Girls? There was a dirty.
Such a big proportion, like a huge, like literally probably half of it is grown men. I mean, why do you think this is because? What do you think like that fascinates grown men into it?
Well, what fascinated them with Powerpuff Girls? 60% of the audience was boys.
Really? I
Yes.
didn't know that. But why do you think this one's the more famous one? Do you think it's the internet that made it famous? Because I mean, when you don't, no one ever makes fun of that show. But a brony is a pretty derogatory term in the internet if you go traveling. But there's no word for Powerpuff Girls who like men.
Wait. Powerpuff Girls who like men? Okay, that's a pretty loose kind of term. You
I
mean
meant
men who like Powerpuff Girls,
What?
right? You meant men who like Powerpuff Girls,
Yeah,
right?
how come there's no term for that, or it wasn't as mainstream? Like, everyone knows what a brony is, but I don't even know what you call a man who likes My Little the Powerpuff Girls.
Simply, it's a Powerpuff Girl fan.
Yeah, why do you think brony has a derogatory term? What separates this?
It's just popular.
Yeah, but why do you think they have their own term? Like, I mean, every other show, like if there's a co-farm, which like where men, like okay, let's say other demographics likes a show that wasn't intended for that demographics. There's no term. It's only like brony. Why do you think bronies became so famous? Not like guys who like Powerpuff Girls, or guys that like, let's say, Sesame Street. Why do you think bronies became like the mainstream like thing to make fun of?
Okay,
From
we
a
can
general
just
perspective.
I can just tell you about Star Trek, Trekkies. Something that is very popular is going to get a very popular fan base.
Why do you think? Well, Chucky's. I mean, why do you think romance or like go towards My Little Pony? What do you think the psychological reason is?
Psychological
Because it's
reason
friendship.
is the show is freaking A. It is awesome sauce. The scripts are amazing. We like the animation, and here I got another person from PonyCon. His name's Colt. If you have trouble hearing it, I'll just tell you what he said.
My Little Pony to me is a series that really speaks to my heart. It was the first time I really saw mental issues tackled in fiction. And
It's targeting mental issues. The show is even doing that. That's what the guy said.
My next question on My Little Pony is: there was some people, which is a fact, that I guess get sexual pleasure from My Little Pony. Do you think that's a big reason why bronies are made fun of?
It's just taking things into perspective. You know, like just because it's targeting men, really. Men look at porn, right? Not that there's anything wrong with porn. I mean, sometimes it objectifies women, but who are they harming here? They're just harming themselves. I mean,
I
like,
think it's weird. You're masturbating to a
Hey, whatever rocks your hooves, you know? I have nothing against cloppers.
You're not supposed to be masturbating to a
Not that this-
cartoon.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I mean, I have an article about
You're not supposed to be
this is a
doing
true
what
story.
now,
What?
Eric? You're not supposed to be doing what? You're not supposed to be
Yeah,
masturbating to
not to-
ponies?
Masturbating to a pony.
One
I mean,
thing, it's
not
not a
even
real
real life
pony,
one.
it's an animated character. And another thing, who are you to say what somebody should masturbate to?
Common sense.
Common sense. So, just common sense, gay people can't masturbate to get dudes.
I mean, that's another human being. That's a completely different thing than an animated cartoon character. That's a pony.
It's an animated pony. It's not a real pony. And it has its own personality. It has its own intellect. It has its own character.
But then you can masturbate to anything. You can masturbate with Elmo for that reasons.
Well, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but
Wrong with that?
No, of course not.
I mean, it's fine if that's who you are.
Absolutely.
I mean,
it's fine if that's who you are. You're not harming anyone.
Then what do you think about the fact that one guy, true story, you can look it up, had a jar of cum for a year, and he had inside the jar was a My Little Pony stuffed figure. What do you think about that?
Well, how did they find out about this?
He posted it himself and was proud of it.
Well, some people are weirdos, you know? It's not our place to judge.
That's a little bit. Even you say yourself weird, and so, I mean, technically, you did judge at like first glance. Well, first.
Well, I mean, you're posting photos of your own cum. There's a difference between keeping it in your house and posting it out there on the internet.
So, what do you think was wrong? That you don't think the action was wrong? Just
Is he trying to, like, say that he's
he just
actually into My Little
He
Pony?
just said like,
Or was he actually
claiming
trying
it's
to make a
shocking.
statement that
What
he
is
was
the
being
purpose of
derogatively
it?
offensive to My Little Pony? Was he
What?
doing it for
No,
offense?
he liked My Little Pony. Like, I mean, supposedly, I'm going by what the guy said. Supposedly, he likes the show and he got a sexual fetish from it, so he kept the pony inside a jar and he came in it for a year.
If that's what he's into, that's what he's into. I mean, okie dokie Loki. You know?
If that's what he's into, that's what he's into.
It's not like he's harming anyone. It's not like he's, like, sending that photo out to little kids.
Yes, that's true, but it's a little bit alarming because, I mean, if you do that, you could cause harm to someone because, I mean, I feel like you're not all there. If you're coming inside a jar with a My Little Pony toy,
Well, why does it have to be My Little Pony toy? It could be any toy.
but I mean, he said he liked the show, and that's why he did it.
Okay. I don't see him harming anyone.
I mean, it is a little bit weird.
But it's not our place to judge this guy.
But you can see why, like, people don't like bronies and people go and do stuff like that.
Well, you could see how people don't like people. You're just targeting him as a brony. He's a person. He's a human being. Oh, so human beings come into a jar and what's wrong with human beings?
I couldn't hear that. The computer broke. Human beings come into what?
You could just use that to say, well, what's wrong with human brains? You're targeting him specifically because he's a brony. He's a
No,
human being as well, so
because
what's wrong with
he-
human
because
beings?
He came into a jar for a whole year with a My Little Pony toy and saved it and posted pictures on the internet.
Yeah, but he's also a human, so you might as well say, what's wrong with humans?
I mean, then he gets to anything. He also lives in America. What's wrong? But I mean, the point was he did this because he was a brony. He didn't do this because he's a human.
But he
didn't
is
do
a
it-
human.
But that's not why he did it.
Maybe he didn't do it because he was a brony.
Well, I mean, no, he did. I mean, he basically said it. He liked My Little Pony, bought a toy, and came in it for a year inside a jar. What percentage of your fans or bronies do you think are sexually attracted to My Little Pony?
What percentage? There are some bronies out there who are very against cloppers. That's what we call people who do it.
What's the term?
Clopper.
Is that okay, clopper? Never heard of it, but
Yeah, so some of us are like, we're very against it. We want them to keep it to themselves because you're going to
think
give
it's
us a bad
small
name.
minority? Is it a small minority?
I could say it's equally amount. I don't know the majority term. I don't know how many people are
So you
cloppers.
think it's split 50-50?
I can't honestly answer that. I don't know.
But you're seeing, because I mean, I know you went to a BronyCon.
Yeah, but People don't talk about clopping, dude. Like, you don't just talk about porn. People keep this stuff to themselves.
If you had to, can you give an assumption, anything, or you have just no idea?
I can't just assume something I don't know.
What do you think of cloppers then? Because I mean, that's my real, I guess, focus group.
Okay, my real idea of cloppers, this is my real idea of cloppers.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
I mean, it's fine if that's who you are.
Absolutely.
I mean,
There's nothing wrong with it.
So you don't find it weird?
People find stuff weird. Who cares? Nobody's perfect. I mean, Mr. Hater, you're not perfect yourself.
I'm not. You're correct. But at least I don't masturbate to ponies.
And that's another thing here. Like, do you think you're better than a person who masturbates to ponies?
Do I think I'm better? I think I'm more normal.
Well, what's normal?
What society, I mean, what biology tells you to do. You're not supposed to. I mean, you're supposed to masturbate on another human being.
Technically, normal, you're not supposed to masturbate at all.
What? I'm pretty sure you are.
Go, like, to the 50s. They thought that was very wrong. Go back to the 14th century, 1400s. They thought masturbation was a mental illness.
Well, I mean, everyone does it, basically. And it's actually been proven to stop prostate cancer, or decrease it, at least. So it's actually a healthy thing.
Some people can also say it's an unhealthy thing. It messes with your heart. It's going to make cardiac arrest problems.
Not really. I mean,
Because your heart beats faster.
Disease. That's already if you already have it, and that's not caused by it. It's just an effect. Because I mean, that's because you ate unhealthy, or it's just genetic. I mean, the action itself won't just cause it. I mean, you already have to have the problem. I mean, overall, scientifically, it's a pretty relatively healthy thing.
I'm not going to argue it's healthy or it's unhealthy, but I'm just saying you can argue anything here.
Is there any questions you have to ask me, Mr. Not Hater?
Just call me Irish, and, any questions? You basically have been answering, you've been telling your views about My Little Pony. You're kind of turned off by the show to fandom because of these cloppers, so you don't really understand us. You're kind of ignorant of us. You're just looking at the negative. You're not looking at the things that My Little Pony has done for people.
Okay, what are the positives?
The positives. Well, recently, like in season 4, they did this whole episode about communism and like why communism is bad. And you heard just Pinkie Pie walking around.
You sure didn't need any help making a fool of
Long clip. Well, Pinkie Pie's just walking around, and she's like, "There's something rotten in this village."
Something's rotten in whatever the name of this village is that we're in right now.
And then in another episode, they did this whole thing off of World War II, where the ponies had to they all had to come together to fight King Sombra because King Sombra returned, and it was just basically a mock-off of World War II,
Dude, I have
showing
no idea
people what they had to do.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Am I speaking too fast? Okay, let me repeat. So they did this whole thing with World War II, an episode about World War II.
Was Hitler there? I'm confused. That was like World War II.
They did it. Here, I'm just playing the audio clip right now.
Every last pony in Equestria doing their part, working day and night to keep up the fight.
Everybody had to do their part to fight the fascist King Sombra, to fight this war.
I have another question. And one of your reps here, I don't know which one, I mean, because you sent me a lot, but I remember watching one that you compared My Little Pony fans to Star Wars fans.
I just did that right now. Star Trekkies.
Oh, okay, and why? I mean, there's two different things.
Well, because we it's both the same thing. Brownies, Trekkies. We both have our own fandom. That's what. It's basically the same thing. That's how you can compare fandoms and you can understand it.
They're two different fandoms. I mean, one thing, I never heard of a Trekkies who get like sexual attention from ponies.
But some people have this thing for Aurora.
I'm not a fan of Star Trek. I don't know.
They have fan for the female characters, so they do that to the
But
female
it's still
characters.
a female.
And a pony's not a female.
No, it's not a human though.
It has human characteristics. It talks like a human. It has feelings like a human. It has character like a human.
It's a pony.
You're looking at the
It still
exterior.
has feelings. I mean, I mean, everything has feelings. I mean, even if I had a pet dog, that thing would have feelings. Doesn't mean like, oh my god, I'm sexually attracted to my dog's feelings.
It's different because they're putting human qualities onto these characters.
But don't you think Trekkies are different because Trekkies, for instance, their demographics. I mean, the show was meant for them. I mean, when it was first created, like My Little Pony was for little girls.
You want to know a fun fact about Star Trek? When it first came out, it wasn't popular. It was only after the series was ended, everybody started watching it, and that's when the whole fandom came.
Yeah, I know that.
So, when the whole thing with My Little Pony is the fandom already started out when the show was on. The fandom kept growing and growing, and we're still here.
Yeah, but you didn't answer my question. Do you think it's different because the demographics weren't intended for the general brony? It was intended for little girls.
The demographics for Star Trek didn't work at the time. It was only until the show was over.
Yeah, but the demographics it was intended to, young men, or generally men in general.
And you're not saying that girls don't watch Star Trek?
Not as often as men. I mean, it's more of a man's show. I mean, I'm trying to like...
I know girls who like Star Trek.
Yeah, but I'm going to say, like, out of all Trekkies, probably at least 75 are men.
We don't have statistical facts on this.
I'm just going by, like, I mean, if you go to a
That's
Star
why
Trek
I don't like to make assumptions, because I can't back it up.
I mean, but if you do go to a Star Trek convention, normally there'd be way more men.
There'd be a strong proportion of girls there, too.
But, I mean, there'd be a big minority. I mean, I've seen the conventions. It's mostly men. There are females, of course, I mean, but I'm pretty sure they don't make more than a quarter of the population.
Okay, if that's what you think, but you're just going on what you're assuming.
Well, what I've seen. I mean, I've seen them on TV. On YouTube.
Oh, speaking of TV, TV's the one that, they're the ones who perpetuate the stereotype about cloppers and, the fat guy with stains on his clothes and a rainbow wig. They're the ones who push this idea, push negative stereotypes. They want to sensationalize things. So maybe they're not going to put women in the demographic, just leave it like it's a nerd guy thing.
Yeah, then why do you think My Little Pony's the exception then? I mean, on TV, I don't know if My Little Pony, the hub, I'm pretty sure, like, they don't put, like, My Little Pony commercials on, like, TNT or, like, what other channels, like, the brony fans, like, I don't know what other channels. I guess Adult Swim.
Well, what they do is they have all these fandom stuff, like Robot Chicken. Robot Chicken does parodies of My Little Pony. YouTube, there are like hundreds. And really the reason that My Little Pony is so popular is because of the fandoms, because of the bronies, because they're the ones making all these parodies, making all of the music, contributing all this art to the show. My Little Pony is very involved with its fans. That's one thing that separates it from Star Trek, because when Star Trek was out, they didn't have a lot of fans at the time.
What do you think of this? Let's say a farmer was in love with his horse.
Oh, I remember this. Nikki sent me that video.
Right?
No comments on that, dude. I'm not commenting. I'm not touching that with a 10.5-foot pole.
I'm just saying, do you think that's the same thing as a brony? What's the difference?
That's not the same thing as a brony. It's a cartoon, dude. It's a cartoon character. It's
that
not.
Makes it even worse to me. I mean,
what? But you're doing it with an animal, than a natural animal. Wouldn't that be worse than doing it with just a cartoon?
I mean, if you actually do it, it counts if you masturbate, or I guess actually do the acts.
Come again?
It counts if you actually, I don't know, I guess have sex with the horse, or just feel sexual tension.
So you think it's better for someone to have sex with a horse than to be a
No, I
brony?
said they have sexual tension, not have sex.
Okay.
But do you think it's similar? I mean,
It's completely different. You might as well be comparing bronies to pedophiles,
I mean,
You're comparing bronies to bestiality. You might as well compare them to, these creepy people who look at little girls.
it kind of is bestiality. It's a pony.
It's
not
a cartoon.
Human. Okay, but it's still.
It has a human voice. It has human emotions, human feelings.
It still has hooves too.
Whatever rocks your hooves, dude.
Oh God. I think we're on that note.